In Oconee County say more human remains were found in a Seneca neighborhood today. The most recent discovery comes after partial remains of a woman's body were found just last week. The coroner's office says the remains were found in a creek near Beach Drive this morning. Well, tonight the coroner tells us they're still working to identify those remains.
Fox Carolina's Brookley Cromer talked to the coroner earlier this evening. She is live tonight in Oconee County. So, Brookley, what's the coroner saying about this investigation?
Well, the coroner tells me today they found a torso and a head. They say those remains were found near where the remains were found last week. Now, the coroner says the remains are so decomposed that it's going to be very hard to identify who this person is, but they're believed to be associated with the remains of the person that was found last week. Another horrific discovery made in a creek along a quiet Oconee street. The coroner says it's an unusual discovery, especially here.
Not in a creek bed and not in this residential area.
Oconee County Coroner Carl Addis says they believe the remains belong to an adult female between 25 and 45 years old. But many questions still remain, like how she got there, what happened to her, and why.
It could take time, again, and it's a possibility this death may go undetermined. But again, we're going to do everything within our abilities to try to determine the cause and with investigation determine the manner of death.
And the biggest mystery?
We want to do everything we can do scientifically to identify them, to give closure to one of these families.
Investigators say remains were found earlier off Beach Drive.
That is in proximity where the original remains were discovered a week ago.
Seneca police were called to a home on Asbury Drive last week after a homeowner's dog found a large bone. Police and canines searched the area and found a pelvic bone and femur. A forensics team later determined both bones were from a woman believed to be between 5'1" and 5'7". Addis says the woman likely died within the last year.
We believe the remains could have been there maybe anywhere from a month up to a year. The remains that were recovered today, they've been in water and been in a shaded area. The decomposition we see is associated with being in a cool, damp place.
Specimens from the remains will be sent to SLED for DNA testing.
There is an article of clothing associated with the remains recovered today. We will be removing those or this item later on in the week when we conduct an autopsy or a postmortem exam.
Investigators will compare the forensic results with other missing persons cases, including 2 recent cases out of Oconee County. And at this point, again, the remains have not been identified. An autopsy is scheduled for Thursday. Live in Oconee County, Brookley Cromer, Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news.
Brookley.